Here we go then, 5 red lights here in Spa. Lights out and away we go. A good getaway from the front two. An even better getaway in the background for Pierre Gasly in the Alpine. Looking to the inside on George Russell already. He's swamped all of the cars already. And Pierre Gasly up to second. And now it's going to be a drag race. Alpine versus Mercedes. Coming towards Eau Rouge we go. Up the hill. And well, Gasly is still holding up. But he's still holding up quite nicely. But now, here comes West to the outside. Pushed onto the grass. And that's not going to be nice at all. But now, oh, it's a mess as well. The two of them, Ocon, free wide into Lecombe. And well, now, Gasly and Russell have been side by side for ages. Gasly's still holding in, and Lewis Hamilton in the meantime is benefiting from this massively. Russell holding the outside, and we'll have the inside line once again for as we come down towards P1, and Russell claims it, and he does get second place in the race. But it's a brilliant, brilliant getaway from Lewis Hamilton. 3 seconds already. And well, Pierre Gasly profited off that fantastic start, and well, he's now up to third, and well, Ocon as well in the background, 5th, Verstappen 6th, Albon 7th, Norris 8th, Hadjar 9th, 10th from Oscar Piastri rounds out the top 10 on lap 1 of the race. And well, Russell was in it yesterday in the sprints, but not quite today. And well, now looking in the background, West on the outside of Gasly coming through Blanchimont, and well, Pierre Gasly losing out of position, but he's gained so much already in the background. Lando Norris down the inside of Alex Albon. Outside now, coming out of the final corner, and well, Lando Norris then up to P7. Look at Piastri in the background. He's got a massive one. There's going to be a pit stop already for Isaac Hadjar, and I don't know what this is for. I have a feeling it's front wing. It is front wing related. He's lost quite a bit of front wing on that Racing Bulls. And well, Hamilton's former teammate George Russell under pressure from West now pulls to the outside, and West will propel himself up into P2. It's the first time, well, once again, Ferrari back 1 and 2. And well, Silverstone was just a warning potentially. Hamilton and West then positions 1 and 2 on the racetrack. Russell in 3rd, Gasly in 4th, Ocon 5th. Well, Esteban Ocon, I'm sure, will be enjoying this start. And well, Verstappen is right on his tail. You can see him going through P1 now. Turn 12 here at Spa. And well, you can just about see a title rival up ahead. It's West. And 2 McLaren, Norris and Piastri, 7th and 9th. Not a good race, and not a good qualifying yesterday after the sprint as well from the 2 McLarens either. But George Russell follows West nice and carefully, coming up through Blanchimont now. And well, up towards the chicane. George Russell even closer, 2 temps, 3 temps, coming up to the final chicane. Russell almost there. But it's not quite to be for George Russell. But Lewis Hamilton streaking away and streaking up into the lead. 2.6 seconds the gap between West and Hamilton, the 2 Ferraris. I'm sure they will come to blows at some point if pit stops don't go their way. Of course, West and Russell were battling it out yesterday in the sprint. And Oscar Piastri, the sprint winner, is currently down in 9th. He's not enjoying time at all, and Sonny Hayes is out of the race. And well, he's pulled off to the side. You can see him. I think, I'm not entirely sure where that is, but it is I think it is just on the edge of P1. It is at the edge of P1. Well, we will have to have a look a bit later at that, but well, the gaps. Esteban Ocon has Norris, and is Norris up to 6th. We missed that move. I think Verstappen, well, Red Bull has struggled in the past few couple of races. A lot of people were saying that Verstappen was very lucky to get the win that he got in Austria. Well, Red Bull's form is slowly dwindling away. And it might bring a massive, massive fight in this World Championship. As Hamilton and Verstappen may join the mix a bit later on and may fight for a World Championship again. Ocon, though, is going to be under pressure from the McLaren. Down to the inside we go, side by side through Blanchimont. This is going to be brave from Lando Norris. Down the inside we go. Verstappen's going to hold it out, but Ocon in the Haas. Verstappen may take a cheeky look down the inside. He didn't quite get there. Last of the late breakers. Lando Norris on the inside, but who's going to get the traction? Coming down the pit straight, and well, Verstappen may have a cheeky little look. He might have a cheeky little look all the way to the outside. Max Verstappen trying to hold it. Norris will push him all the way. Verstappen gets the move done. Back up to 6th place for the Dutchman. And well, Norris is also trying. Verstappen tries to push him into the pit wall. Now that might not be cricket, but Verstappen still holding out Norris, and oh, aggressive block from Verstappen again. He knows how much Red Bull and McLaren would enjoy this title fight. Verstappen holding side by side with Lando Norris and still going. They're still pushing each other to the limit. Norris holds out and gets the position back. P6 for the McLaren once more. Well, the battle up front now down to a second. Might we see a bit of action, a few sparks maybe, between the two Ferraris? It could possibly happen. Lewis Hamilton, race winner last time out in Silverstone. His first in Ferrari colours, his first in Scuderia Red, and his 10th at a single circuit. As West for company, as he looks to make his first back-to-back wins since last year, technically. Track wins, it would be 2021. You have to go all the way back to Brazil and Jeddah for his last back-to-back victories in 2021. And well, lap 5 of the Grand Prix, and Lewis Hamilton is rather enjoying, I think, being out front. West is closing very, very close up to the back of Hamilton now. Well, 8/10 the gap. This could be a big move. West right on the tail of Lewis Hamilton, and look at the exit he's got once more. Let's ride on board. Lewis Hamilton under pressure from his teammate, coming up to the final. Up to Lecombe, and well, not quite there. Hamilton almost. And well, Verstappen in the background actually through on Lando Norris, breezing past. And well, that Red Bull powertrain, powered by the Honda power unit, in fact, helping Verstappen up to P6 once again. And the battle still raging on. West and Hamilton nip and tuck in the Ferraris. I'm sure the pit wall and Fred Vasseur will be quite tense, potentially, as we come towards Campus and up to Stavolo now. Well, Hamilton will be very, very nervous to see his teammate up behind him. Hamilton wants to be in the championship fight, and I'm sure he will be if he wins this race today. It almost confirms that Lewis Hamilton may have a stake and may have a foot, maybe, for his 8th world title. West still looking and ducking and weaving under and over to try and find it. West last the late breakers, tries to put a foot up the inside. West trying it. Hamilton defending well, and now the two Ferraris will try to battle it all the way down the pit straight. Hamilton defending, coming and cutting across West, and now West might try it down the inside into La Source, and it was very tight between the two Ferraris. This is going to get very, very close. And the battle's not over yet. All the way now down to Eau Rouge and Raidillon. Up the hill we go. West trying it, getting all the momentum you can. And now powering down the backstretch we go up to Lecombe. West trying every trick in the book to maybe get as close as he can to Lewis Hamilton. Nope, holds fire, but you can see how close he gets and how late he is on the brakes too. Well, Lewis has had to adjust to new brakes as well this season, but well, it is a debut season for what was going to be the reserve driver for Ferrari this year if Leclerc hadn't pulled out. And he's really making the most of it here in Formula 1. But lap 6, here we go. West and Hamilton are nip in tuck. This is incredibly tight between the two of them. Well, they didn't battle it out last time out in Silverstone. It was a pit strategy which brought West back into the race, but Hamilton went to the intermediates, followed suit, and won the race superbly. In the dry line conditions, West now looking to the outside and having maybe a look. Down to the inside we go into the chicane. West looking to try and maybe set up the move. Down the pit straight, he gets ever closer to the back of Lewis Hamilton. 3/10 now the gap, getting even closer. Maybe a move into the source. West diving to the inside. He goes and gets the move done. Does Hamilton try and undercut him? He does try and undercut him. And it will now be a drag race all the way down to Eau Rouge and Radion. Side by side, the two in the Ferraris, and Hamilton just about. West does back out ever so slightly. But now, here we go. Down the backstretch we come. West pushed onto the grass again. Hamilton doesn't give an inch. The two Ferraris side by side into Les Combes. And now, this could be the key move of the race. Hamilton trying to push West all the way out to the side. And it's not going to be enough. Not going to be enough this time for the two Ferraris. And well, that will be it for another lap. Potentially. Might Lewis Hamilton be feeling the pressure ever so slightly? The gap between West and Russell is down to 4.5 seconds. It was 5.4 around this point of the lap on the last time out and on the last outing. Through to Stavolo we go now, and well, past the karting track. On your right, as you can see, there's a lot of young Belgian drivers on the European circuit will come here and visit every single year. And the occasional stag do too. Well, West and Hamilton still nip and tuck. This is coming on to lap 8 now of the Grand Prix, and well, we will soon be seeing maybe, and well, West has got the DRS open. Will he try to make the move going in towards turn 1 again? Into La Source. West not this time. He elects to bide his time. Maybe try and center a move as we go down the backstretch again. Or are those tyres ever so slightly shot? Well, West still trying. We can see Lando Norris in trouble. And, oh no, sorry, not in trouble. He's just pitting into the box now. West to the inside, trying to force Hamilton the dummy round the outside of Les Combes. This is brave, but Hamilton reads it well. And well, now we might. Well, it was a very textbook Hamilton move that from West, and well, using his own tricks against him. Jack Doohan out of the race as well. We can just see him dropping out of the order, and fortunate for Jack Doohan, he's not had the best of seasons at all in that Alpine car. Best performance, of course, in China when he got that famous P4. While these two are struggling with their new cars, and now they seem to finally have got the grip. As Ferrari will fight. Well, it feels a lot, if you watch the 2004 season, a lot like the days of Schumacher and Barrichello. A 7-time world champion against a man with no titles. Maybe this could be a... Oh, we've seen that before in Ferrari cars. And well, West still holding onto the back of Lewis Hamilton. They're so close between the two of them. Who's going to give an inch eventually? Well, these two still battling and still giving it every single bit of go. Lewis Hamilton, though, still trying to hold off West. And now, as we come onto the back straight, the Kemmel Straight, Hamilton defends the inside. West forced all the way, and now forced to the outside to try it again. He's seen this before. Through Les Conway they go. West can't quite get the move done again. Well, Hamilton is really on the defence. But Verstappen up to 4th past Pierre Gasly now. Is it maybe time for Gasly and Ocon to maybe boot off these tyres? Piastri past Alex Albon too. Well, what are we going to start to see? Different strategies and some different racing to see who might profit and get on top. We're still trying on Lewis Hamilton and really trying to put the pressure on the 7-time world champion. The closest they have run all season as teammates. They haven't fought this heavy. Hamilton forcing West to the outside of Blanchimont. Here we go. West almost there round the outside of Blanchimont, a 7-time world champion. That's brave. And well, it's not over yet. He's still got to fight Lawson. Well, West goes into the pits. Okay, that's interesting. And the two of them, well, this is West getting priority over Lewis Hamilton. Is this championship decision, or is it in the car's race? We'll see. Hard tyres on for West. Russell also in the pits too. It's going to be a set of hard tyres for him too. Pierre Gasly also in the pits for Alpine. Hard tyres. Ocon. Hard tyres too. It looks like it's going to be medium to hard. And well, West and Piastri. And well, Piastri will probably like a look at this. West on the cold tyres. Piastri to the outside at Lecombe. Piastri gets the move done. West dives down the inside and holds position. Just about. Back down we go. But then, the difference now is Hamilton is 18 seconds ahead of West. And well, as we go through Campus at 13 and 14, is it going to be Hamilton who comes out on top, or is it going to be West? The undercut can be powerful here. Such a long lap too. But Lewis Hamilton has got it all to do. Hammer time maybe for Lewis Hamilton. As he chases another Grand Prix victory. This would be his 107th, but Lewis into the pits. He comes, and well, we will need to see. Is it going to be a slow stop? Is it going to be a quick stop? All to play for here for Ferrari. Straight into the pits. Hard tyres go on for Lewis Hamilton. West is coming out the last corner. Hamilton has got the whole pit lane to go. And well, Verstappen comes in as well. Our championship leader for hard tyres once more. And Hamilton has come out even behind Piastri. And well, West has made such a good undercut of that. 2 point. Well, I think this is actually 4 seconds, the gap between himself now and Lewis Hamilton. And so, Lewis has got a charge on his hands to try and claim back P1. Piastri, not yet pitted, remember. He's going to be in a bit of trouble, but now 4 seconds the gap. This is going to be an interesting finish, maybe potentially over the next 11 laps. West on the hard tyres, Hamilton on the hard tyres, but well, you can see them in the background. And well, Oscar Piastri may well be feeling the pressure to Lewis Hamilton here this afternoon. Getting ever closer. Oh, well, look at the on the brakes, Lewis is so much stronger in comparison to Oscar Piastri. Well, the man who won Monaco this season is going to have to defend for his life as we come up towards Blanchimont now. Out we come, Hamilton getting ever closer, sneaking, gaining ever so slightly up towards Oscar Piastri, maybe into the last corner. This would be brave, very, very brave indeed for Lewis Hamilton. Doesn't opt for it this time, stays nice and tight. Well, Lewis Hamilton now will have DRS all the way down towards turn number 1 on the racetrack, La Source. Does he get close enough? Not this time. Well, let's have a ride on board. Let's see what Lewis Hamilton does to try and maybe overtake Oscar Piastri. Gets close as he comes up towards Eau Rouge. Over Radion we go. Watch the curve on the inside. And now, even without DRS, even before the corner's even made, Lewis Hamilton back up to P2 in the race. And well, that is a perfect move from Lewis Hamilton. And well, George Russell is currently 4th, by the way. He will pick up a net P3 because Piastri is not pitted yet. He will be high up the order. Norris and Verstappen 5th and 6th in the race so far, and they will need big points if they want to stay in this World Championship hunt. It looks like Ferrari could run away with it with the form they're on at the minute and the speed of that SF25. This could be a long second half of the season. Round 13 of the World Championship here now at Spa. Well, next time out it is going to be the Hungaroring, then the Dutch Grand Prix, then Monza, Singapore. It all gets very, very exciting over the next few weeks here on Westie TV. Don't miss it. So Lewis Hamilton still catching and looking to try and put all the pressure he can on his fellow countrymen and also his compatriot in the race. Well then, Hamilton will need to try and close this gap down to West. Use all of his experience to try and catch down this rookie, his teammate. Well, look at the gap. He's already pulled over Oscar Piastri. 2.2 seconds the gap now between the Ferrari and the McLaren. Look for the back, Verstappen and Norris. And Norris in DRS range, and is he getting closer? Ever so slightly closer, but not quite close enough to the back of Max Verstappen. 6 attempts now, the gap between the two of them. And well, Verstappen, our championship leader, has been not in the best of form. He wasn't in the best of places at Silverstone. He wasn't in the best of places here. Maybe he might pick up form in the next race at the Hungaroring. In a week's time, it will all depend on Max Verstappen if we can maybe see the best out of him. And Hamilton brings the gap down to 4 seconds. This could be a very exciting time for Ferrari fans. If you wanted to see an inter-team battle, haven't seen it all season long. We thought we might get it with Oscar and Lando. We thought we might get it with Verstappen and Tsunoda. Maybe Russell and Antonelli too. We're not getting it here. Lewis is on the charge. And well, in the background, Oscar Piastri pits. And well, let's see. I think it's going to be the medium tyres for Oscar Piastri. Yes, it is. And well, let's have a look. He's off with the pit limiter. And Oscar Piastri will come back out on the racetrack. You can see Fernando Alonso in the background too. Is he going to come out ahead of Alonso? This is the million-dollar question. Pit limiter off. Coming out of La Source. Alonso gets the 9th place. And Piastri now down to 10th. But on fresher medium tyres and maybe looking to try and put the hammer down. Now then, up the front, Norris 1.1 seconds now behind Verstappen. That's dropped out of DRS range, but Lewis Hamilton has pulled out a massive gap over his rival West here and his teammates. It is going to be rivals for the World Championship now, but potentially if Lewis Hamilton wins again today, it'll be nearly a maximum amount of points in 3 point scoring opportunities, 56 to be exact. Only dropped 2 points in the last 3. A very exciting time, I think, for Lewis. 2 seconds the gap and still closing. I mean, if we go right on board, going to the last corner, heaviest braking on the racetrack. You hook it in, hook it right, hook it left again. And well, let's see how he does out of the corner. Lewis Hamilton is still looking quick here at Spa today. And well, Pierre Gasly, Lando Norris into the pits for his second stop of the day. Hard tyres go on the McLaren. And well, he could have probably gone to the end on this set of hards if he wanted to do. A weird 2-stop strategy for Lando Norris, but mediums for the McLaren. Well, he will come out behind his teammate and he will become out behind Joshua Pierce too, for good measure. 1.2 now the gap between Hamilton and West. I have a feeling we might see a grandstand finish between these two. George Russell in third. Verstappen 1 second behind him. This could be an interesting run for the podium for Max Verstappen. Of course, so many Dutch fans come here every single year to cheer Verstappen on. It's a short trip across the border from Amsterdam into the Ardennes forest, and of course this is a magical racetrack, and winning here is on so many Formula 1 drivers' bucket lists. Hamilton now right on the back of West and will be in DRS range down the pit straight too. West looks to be sort of almost struggling for pace. It's weird to see. And well, Hamilton closing up. And well, Hamilton, West gets a poor exit. Hamilton dives through. And well, now Hamilton will have the lead. Going up through Eau Rouge and over Radion. I didn't quite spot it, but now West is going to be side by side and fighting back. Here we go. Cuts over and underlaps. West to the inside. Going up towards Lecombe. Now, here we go. Hamilton, last the late breakers. West trying to keep a foot in. Not quite enough. Is it going to be enough? West gets onto the gravel, but that will be it. Hamilton trying to cut back under again, but it's not going to be quite enough for the 7-time world champion. Hamilton dives down the inside again. This is going to be just fighting all throughout the lap. The two of them on the same tyre, in the same car, and Hamilton wins the battle out, and he does get it done brilliantly. And well, Lewis Hamilton, if he stays this way, will be on for a Belgian Grand Prix for the 6th time. Well, you can see Verstappen in the background, but potentially making a move on George Russell. Well, we're going to stay with the front two because this is for the lead of the race. And well, West will want to try and put the power down as he comes out of Stavelot and on towards Blanchimont. One last potential move, or will Lewis Hamilton streak away into the distance? West looking towards the outside, cutting back inside for the chicane. Last the late breakers. West goes very deep and goes off the circuit. Hamilton and West, they touch in the middle at the same time. And now Ferrari versus Ferrari, and this is going to get messy surely. the two of them, West diving deep and going very, very deep. Potentially Hamilton holds position in second place, but now he's going to be vulnerable all the way down for Eau Rouge and Raidillon. Hamilton looking to the outside of Eau Rouge, not quite to be. Hamilton still going and still having a look. And pulling to the left-hand side. Hamilton's going to be pushed to the grass. But now, DRS open. Lewis Hamilton makes the move. Is West going to try and fight it back? He is going to try it. Wheel up the inside. Verstappen in the background. Past George Russell too. The world champion. Searching for a 5th consecutive world title. Is now back up to 3rd position in the race, and George Russell falls. Oscar Piastri and Alex Albon going at it too. Loads of moves into Les Combes today, and well, even bigger for West and Hamilton side by side at Pouon. This is to the outside. West trying it again. Hamilton's going to hold the inside line, but West will try and cut back on the exit. Not quite to be as we come through Campus and up towards Stavelot. Well, not again. These two Ferraris. Well, I think Fred Vasseur needs to take his heart pressure at the end of his blood pressure at the end of today. What an incredible bit of racing between the two Ferrari drivers. They kept it so clean. They've only touched once, and it was only the lightest of contacts. West still trying it. West still to the left-hand side, cutting inside again for the chicane, and Hamilton holding it nicely and gets the move held. And well, two Ferraris with 5 laps of racing left to go here at Spa. Verstappen surely might have maybe thinking, if these two keep battling, maybe I might be in with a chance of the race, because the time is coming down ever so slightly. 5.4 seconds the gap now between West and Verstappen. Hamilton in the mix too. West as we go up for Eau Rouge again. Will West try and power around the outside of Hamilton again? Hamilton sees it coming, pulls to the left-hand side, and well, the two of them are neck and neck going into Les Combes again. The two of them, I don't know how many times we've been here today. West to the inside, goes a little bit deep, but still holds the move very, very nicely. 5 to go here at Spa. West goes deep and goes very wide again, holds on the track, and well, he's going to have to give that up. He's surely gone too deep. Hamilton to the outside, and it was driver error again, but well, West now to the inside at Pouon once more. Hamilton holds out, and now is it going to be Lewis Hamilton streaking away again, or West there with him? It's been a race-long battle here at Spa, one we've all wanted to see all season long. And well, it's been so clean between these two. And well, might Hamilton have a stake in the World Championship now? Max Verstappen 3.4 seconds behind. You'll see him just in the back of shot now as we come through Blanchimont. Well, West is... He looks like he's struggling now. He's dropped off massively to Lewis Hamilton. And well, he needs to put the power down. He needs to get it down soon. Made a massive gain out of the chicane, and down the pit straight we go again. Hamilton under pressure once again from his rookie Brit teammate. A small lock up there for West, but it's okay. It's not too terrible. 7 tenths the gap now. West all the way down towards Eau Rouge and up through Raidillon again. He'll have DRS again this time, and a longer run up and a longer go to try and beat his teammate. West still going, tries the outside at Les Combes, gets the move done at Les Combes. Brilliant work from West, wide of the apex, and now that's going to be a huge mistake for West, and well, that could just be day done, race over in terms of West's hopes of victory here at Spa today. The two of them surely cannot keep fighting like this. I'm sure Fred Vasseur will say at one point, this is enough, boys, stop it. But that was racing, and well, West tried the outside, took too much momentum and just got it all completely wrong at the apex. Well, West gained a massive chunk of time. I don't know if Hamilton had a slide or made a small mistake, but Now the two Ferraris again will go to war once more. Down the backstretch we go towards Blanchimont. And well, Lewis Hamilton is going to be under pressure again. 5/10 the gap. Here we go. Once again, Lewis Hamilton under pressure. West trying it once more. Not to be this time in the chicane, but West is still... Look how close he gets to the gearbox of Lewis Hamilton. We're going to ride on board. West looking towards the outside. He trying to dummy. And Hamilton will try and push him as far as we can to the exit of the racetrack. West will be round the outside, but Hamilton sees it still coming and gets the traction down. Maybe the overtake to use. But the two Ferraris going and trying it through. Radion and Eau Rouge again. The two of them side by side down the Kemmel Straight once more. DRS open on West. Hamilton side by side with his teammate and still trying it. Hamilton last on the brakes. West is forced out by the Ferrari. And well, the two of them are really, really going at it. West goes wide again. He's really thrown the kitchen sink at Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen 2.5 behind. And more potentially to do. Well, you want a relation of Verstappen's pace. He's set the fastest lap, 2.4 seconds behind West now. Russell, 3.5 behind Verstappen. Now, a few laps ago, that was not the case. It was a lot bigger. And now, the gap has got to keep coming down for Max Verstappen to maybe join these two on the last lap. Well, it would be amazing if Max Verstappen did join the party and did join the fray. Coming in to the last couple of laps of the race. But West and Hamilton still battling away. West tries and dummies down the inside. He goes wide as he can to try and maybe have a look. But now, West on the exit, on the pit straight of the chicane. And well, it's going to be maybe P1 looking to the inside. West trying it. Verstappen in the background still lurking. But Hamilton really trying to keep this alive and keep his hopes of winning this race. But now, West and Hamilton still going. We're going to get the helicopter shot all the way down the Kemmel Straight once more. West pulls to the inside. Hamilton trying it once more. Side by side down the straight. West gets the move done right before the apex and right before the corner. And he goes a little bit deep again. But Hamilton will still try and fight this back. And well, as we come round again. And well, this is not going to the plan of Lewis Hamilton at all. He needs to get back in the race and he needs to get back on it once more. And well, through P1 for the penultimate time. Verstappen is really keeping an eye on this. Well, your top 10, it could be... Well, everyone's sort of spread out now. It looks like the top 10 will stay the exact same. West, Hamilton, Verstappen, Russell, Gasly, Piastri, Ocon, Albon, Norris and Pierce. Well, some big names out in the top 10 today. Tsunoda, Sainz as well, Alonso, Antonelli. And well, the two of them are still fighting this out. Hamilton right on the gearbox of West and maybe having a look to the outside of the chicane. Hamilton last on the brakes and gets the move done around the outside. A fantastic manoeuvre from West again. And well, this is going to be it. And well then, Hamilton and West side by side down the straight. Going into La Source, the two of them will be fighting this out as we come onto the last lap then. Hamilton gets ahead at La Source. West will be following him behind. Now, West almost so close. And well, this could be a fight to the finish. Hamilton forces West out. And now he's spun round. This could be a big moment in the World Championship of West. Verstappen goes through. Now Russell's going to sneak round the outside of West too. It's all gone wrong for the Brit. And well, this is a huge moment in the World Championship. Verstappen's going to keep the lead as we go into the Hungaroring. Russell will profit off this too, unless West can really find the pace on the last lap, and he knows he He's made a huge error, but Lewis Hamilton is going to have back-to-back victories for the first time since 2021. With the sign on track, and well, Hamilton, contact and controversy at the last. But Lewis Hamilton will... Well, he's been in control. He's had to fight for it. He's really had to battle for it. And well, Lewis Hamilton will have his second victory of the season and may re-enter the title fight. He's been so consistent all season. Verstappen in behind. West and Russell are really trying it on at the back. But Lewis Hamilton... I think West and Russell are going to battle it out for the last podium position. But we're going to stick with our race winner. Lewis Hamilton wins the Belgian Grand Prix here at Spa. He had to fight for it. And well, West and Russell have swapped positions at the end. Verstappen comes home in second position. Russell in fourth. Pipped to the post in the last. But Lewis Hamilton is your race winner here at Spa. What a brilliant day then for Lewis Hamilton and for Ferrari. A second win of the season for the Scuderia and for Lewis too. Well, Verstappen and West round out the podium. West unlucky with the last lap incident. No further investigation necessary, a racing incident. But well, here at the Belgian Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton is your winner. Brilliant points for Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly today. PS with a solitary point rounding off the top 10. A poor day for McLaren, and especially for Lando Norris too, down in 9th. Oscar Piastri in 5th, George Russell as well in 4th. Well, with the drivers' standings, then Verstappen still holds a 6-point lead in the Drivers' Championship coming out of the weekend. The same gap that he came in with over West. Hamilton closes the gap to the top 3, Piastri getting even closer as well. But it could all change when we next go to the Hungaroring.